Continue reading the book Mindfulness, The Miracle of Mindfulness by Thich Nhat Hanh. Yesterday, we understood about mindfulness practices, mindful communication, mindful eating, and gratitude practice. I hope you all are doing the gratitude practice. Daily, you can write about 4 to 5 people or things for which you are grateful for, and see the shift happening. And today we will talk about one is all is one. So in the text, the author says that the object, we see any object, right? So the object of knowledge, like when we are seeing body, mindful about body, then we get knowledge of the body. When we are mindful about breath, we get knowledge of the mind. So there is an object for which there is an observation and the knowledge. Okay. So that both are coming up from the mind itself. Okay. So in Buddhism, they call the objects of mind as dharmas. And these dharmas are grouped into 5 categories. That is bodily, physical function, mental functioning, feelings, perceptions, and consciousness. So these 5 categories are all the 5 aggregates. Okay. The fifth one, that is the consciousness, contains all the other categories and it is the basis of their existence. Okay, when we contemplate, that means observe, focus, and reflect upon our own person, the assembly of these 5 aggregates is ourself. We realize that upon contemplation, this five aggregates are within ourselves and outside the universe. Okay. So you are conscious of the presence of bodily form, feeling, perception, mental functioning, and consciousness. Okay, when you observe these objects until you see that each of them has intimate connection with the world outside of yourself. Right, in our Sanatana Dharma scripture also says Vasudeva Kutumbakam, that means whole world is one. So what is inside of us is also outside of this. And he gives an example of table. Okay. Now, suppose this table is an object, right? It is in existence, right? If it is not exist, why it is existing? There is non-table thing. So when the table comes into the picture, so there is an object and it comes into existence. Okay. And how the table has been formed, wood from the forest and then carpenter giving its shape. There are iron nails coming from the iron ore and these screws are then fitted into to make the shape of the table, right? To see how many things are involved from the nature, from the universe to have that object. Now, when you see the table, contemplate upon it and return the elements to its source. So, nail will go to the iron ore, wood will go to the forest, carpenter to his parents. Then, in that case, the table would no longer exist, isn't it? When the items by which the object is prepared, if it goes back to the source, it doesn't exist. Okay. With the same principle, when you meditate on us, ourselves, until you are able to see the presence of reality of oneness in your own self and can see that your own life and the life of the universe are one. Okay. So if this 5 aggregates, like in the table, this 5 aggregates of feeling, physical, body function, perception, and they return to their sources, then the self no longer exists. So each second, the world nourishes the 5 aggregates. The self is no different from the assembly of the 5 aggregates themselves. Now, present situation also, right? It's a like power one is taking and revenge and these things. So whole world is getting affected. It is not one country fighting the other, and the remaining all just unaffected. We are all one. Anything happening in any part of this planet, even a needle's change, it will affect everyone. We are all connected in that way. Okay, this is what one is all and all is one. So we should not think that we are alone and we have all the facilities and we are nowhere involved and we are safe and things are okay. Not like that. Everything happening inside us is also happening outside and we are connected. So he says how to liberate from suffering because we are attached. This is mine, this is you, this is my boundary, you cannot enter here. So many labels, identities, and separations. These are all things are there and we are attached to it. That's why there is a suffering. And this attachment will give you pain, fear, and anxiety. Once you detach yourself from those attachment and labels, then you can get away from the suffering. If we contemplate the five aggregates in a stubborn and diligent way, we too will be liberated from suffering, fear, and dread. Okay, we have to strip away all the barriers in order to live as part of the universal life. A person, individual, is not some private entity traveling unaffected through time and space as if sealed off from the rest of the world by a thick shell. That's what said that we are not a single individual having a protective shell and we are completely aloof from the universe. Everything is connected. Okay. We'll see how meditation and we can liberate from sufferings in the next one. I hope you all got it.